If you're allergic to nuts, you're not gonna like this recipe. Alright y'all, so today we're gonna be making some peanut butter cookies, one of my favorites. This is the same recipe I use for my cookie business. I'm giving it to y'all because you can't take it with you when you leave, you know what I'm saying? And ain't nothing like having a good recipe on standby when you need it. If you like peanut butter cookies, this is gonna be your jam. Alright, so we got 7 ounces of brown sugar and 7 ounces of white sugar. They both convert to 1 cup apiece. So if you're using measuring cups, you can go that route. But if you can, I suggest that you get a scale because it makes it a lot easier when you doubling up on your recipe and whatnot. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix these 2 sugars together right quick. Alright, that's good. Just gonna break up those chunks of brown sugar. Next, we're gonna add in some room temperature butter. Oh shit. And 10 ounces of peanut butter. I know it seems like a lot of peanut butter, but it's peanut butter cookies, man. And we're just gonna mix all this together with a spoon. And I got a stand mixer, but I'm gonna do this by hand just in case, you know, some of y'all don't have a stand mixer, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna take a little bit more elbow grease to do it by hand, but still comes together rather quickly, as long as everything is room temp. That's the important thing. Make sure the butter not cold, you know, set it out the night before on the countertop, and you should be good. We're just gonna mix this together till everything combines, and it's a smooth consistency. Okay, so you pretty much want to get it to this consistency right here. See how it kind of lightened up a little bit? It's kind of fluffy. That's where you want it to be at. All right, it's pretty standard for any cookie dough. Use 2 eggs if you're doing the full recipe. What you want to do is you want to add them one at a time. And once the first one is almost fully incorporated, you can go ahead and add the second. You want to make sure your eggs are room temperature too, because if your butter is room temperature and your eggs are ice cold, guess what's gonna happen to the butter? It's gonna start turning back solid, and the mixture is not gonna combine correctly. Just make sure that all your cold ingredients are room temperature. See how that is mixed in real quick? Room temperature. Now I'm gonna switch back to my rubber spatula because it's gonna kind of give me that same kind of action as the paddle would on the stand mixer. So whip it up a little bit. Now we're gonna add the secret ingredient, one of them grandmama secrets, you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, professional baker secrets. Whenever you have a fresh homemade cookie, you know what I'm saying, or one from a bakery, you know, you're looking for something that's gonna be like soft and chewy and whatnot. And you need something that's gonna contain that moisture in the product. And one good thing to use is molasses. Molasses is gonna give you that soft, chewy texture, as well as a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Use the pure vanilla extract. Don't be using that imitation stuff, man. That ain't it. Yeah, we're just gonna mix this up till it all combines. And again, we want it to be, you know, kind of light and fluffy. A lot of times when you're making cookie dough, the mixture will look curdled, you know, from the eggs. That means you need to keep on mixing. Usually, when everything is room temp, man, it only takes like 20-30 seconds for it to come together. So, about right there, that's where you want to be. And we only got one more step left to do, and the cookie dough is done. All right, y'all, so right here we have 12 ounces of all-purpose flour. It's equivalent to about 1.5 cups. We're gonna add a teaspoon of baking soda and 2 teaspoons of salt. Generally, when you're baking a batch of cookies, it calls for like 1 teaspoon of salt. But I like to put 2 because to me, as I've gotten older, like salt is so much more important in the dessert. You know what I mean? Because sometimes stuff can just be too sweet. So I like to double up on the salt. And trust me, when you try it, you're like, okay, I see what you're talking about. So just gonna whisk this together. Get any lumps that's in the flour out. And combine it with the peanut butter mashup. Oh yeah, and you know, while you're dealing with your dry ingredients, the wet ingredients might need to be mixed up a little bit more. You know, so you can emulsify again. So just give it a quick little whip up until it's not looking curdled, you know, if that's the case. Then go ahead and add the dry ingredients. And then just mix it until it forms a cookie dough. And don't overmix. That's the #1 rule when you know you're making cookies or cakes, you know, stuff like that. It's like it's supposed to be like a tender product. You don't want to overmix it. Just mix it until it combines, and then stop. Cause you're gonna be mad, man. Trust me. So now the flour's like halfway mixed in. Just keep on going. So you don't see no more white. See how easy that was? Really, if I wasn't filming this, I would already be like probably done scooping it by now. That's how fast y'all gonna be done with it. Okay, so after a little bit of mixing, that's what you're looking for, consistency wise, for the cookie dough. Light and fluffy, soft, supple, peanut buttery goodness. Alright, so grab you ice cream scoop, portion scoop, mashed potato scoop, whatever you got, you know. Okay, you can use a spoon. You know, just try to get them evenly portioned out, and put them on a baking sheet lined with some parchment paper, or wax paper, or something. What we're gonna do is, after we get them all scooped out, we're gonna wrap them up and put them in the fridge or the freezer, so you can have your individual portions. And then whenever you're ready to bake them, you can just pull out however many you want and go to town. Cause ain't nobody finna eat all these cookies, you know, at one time unless you having a party or something, you know. So it's a good way to have some cookies on standby. You know, if you wanna have some sweet after dinner, or, you know what I'm saying, you wanna have a little snack for your kids, you know, to take to school, or after school snack. You know what I mean? Tell y'all a quick little story about how, you know, I had my first peanut butter cookie. When I was like 6 years old. Me and my mom and my brother and my auntie, we moved to Long Beach. We got some people out there. We was out there for a couple of years. And first year we was out there, I walked up in the kitchen and my auntie had 2 cereal bowls on the counter and she was whipping up cookie dough in the cereal bowl. Oatmeal, raisin, and peanut butter. I don't even remember her measuring nothing. She was just throwing stuff in the bowl and mixing it up with a little silverware spoon. And man, when I tell you them was the best cookies I ever had in my life, it was like on Ratatouille. When the food critic came up in there, he ate the ratatouille, and he was like, "Yeah." That's how it was. But I tried to make the damn cookies after she left, cause they left us behind so they can go find jobs and shit. They moved back to Houston. I tried to make the cookies in the microwave. I didn't even know what the hell she put in the bowl, but I took sugar and chunky peanut butter, mixed it up, and put it in the microwave on a plate. That shit sizzled for a couple minutes. I tried to keep it in there so it could turn into a cookie. It didn't work. I still ate it though. I think I got my ass whipped for that. I can't remember. All right, now that we got them all portioned out, we're gonna wrap them up like I said and pop them in the fridge or the freezer. You can do it for like 2 or 3 hours, you know, if you want to bake them the same day. But it's best if you do it at least overnight, you know. And yeah, so we're just gonna wrap them up, and I'm gonna be back tomorrow. All right, y'all, so it's the next day. After they chilled for a little bit and they solidified, you can go ahead and remove them from the sheet pan and put them inside of a Ziploc bag, freezer bag, or you know, little storage bag, and then keep them in the freezer like that. And then whenever you want, you can just take out however many you want and bake them. All right, so I'm gonna take out a dozen of these cookies, put them on the sheet pan, and we're gonna bake them off in a 350-degree oven for about 12 to 15 minutes. Alright, so we got them panned up. They're about 2 to 3 inches apart. You know what I'm saying? You want to give them each enough space so they'll be able to spread out without touching. You know what I'm saying? If they're spread into each other, that's gonna be an ugly mess, man. Alright, y'all, so here's the finished product after about 15 minutes baking at 350. They've been cooling down for about 5 minutes now. You really want to let them cool down for at least like 10 minutes. But make sure you slightly underbake them, you know what I mean? Because you want them to still be soft and have that chewy exterior and whatnot. I'm gonna pour me up a glass of ice cold milk, you dig? Alright, so there it is. Peanut butter cookies from scratch. If you want to, you can add some chocolate chips to them. You can stuff them with Reese's peanut butter cups or whatever you want. Just don't add no raisins to them. Bye-bye.